Hello and welcome back to Etruria. Here we are overlooking our empty fields now. They once held much wheat, but the time has come to get them sold. Now, I know that we have some plans moving forward with apple orchards and contracts and all, and that is still to come, but there will be a bit of an overlap period between those two things. Now, yes, it would make the most sense to keep on with this, and a part of me really wants to do it again, but again, the part of me really wants to switch it up. Now, where we're kind of in a bit of a pickle, I suppose you could say, is, the financial side of things. Yes, we just bought that tractor, which is going to take a massive chunk out of our finances, of course, but I think what we're going to do is, to see how things go, we will sell the big field, so the one behind, number 6, so this one right here. We are going to sell this one. It is a bit of a hard call to make because we have spent so much time getting it ready and preparing it for our perfect little pasta situation, but I think that it is time to move on from making all the wheat and flour. Well, not making the wheat, but growing the wheat to then make flour and then pasta. I think it is time for the change, as much as I would like to continue building financially from that. But I think we are going to get this one sold. So we'll sell that field now. There we go. Got it sold, which gives us 383,382. Oh, wow. That was nearly 38383. That would have been wicked. Unfortunately not. But what we can do is go into our loan, which we have here, and we will pay it off. So this one here, special redemption, amount still to be paid will be 278,011. So I have sorted out how to repay that properly, the full amount, and we will do that. There we go. Paid off in full. We still have 105,000, which is yet not enough to buy this one here. So I must have missed something in my calculations, or not even calculations, just in looking at them. But if you look here, this little apple orchard, which is little, but it's still an orchard, you must remember that, like, the space that we have here did not take very long to harvest this, but it is a very small space. It's about the same as this. This one's very expensive because I think it also has the building on the land. It has to be the reason why. Anyways, this one is fairly expensive at 377. I think it is because it's an orchard as well. But this one is nearly $1 million. And I must have missed that because we don't have $1 million to spend on a bit of land. Now, we could lease this out. I mean, realistically, we could lease both fields and not buy them. Which, I don't know, should we do that? Because here's what we did. Okay, I don't know, is this even a fair trade-off? I mean, the way I look at it is that if we buy a field and sell it, we're not, like, we're making, like, it's all profit, right? Where at least if I lease a field and not buy it, I'm still losing a bit of money on actually having the field without having to buy it, which is exactly what I did with these two fields. So I did basically 5%, except I gave them a much better deal because I did 2% to start. So I put a 2% down payment on fields 25 and 24. I think it came to about 5,000. And then in doing that, it allowed us to lease the field out, and then we would pay a 3% fee at the end for sort of concluding everything. But instead of doing that, I decided to leave them straw, which is worth way more than the 7,000 they would have got from me. So for this one, because it is a bit more as well, basically 2% of that amount would end up being about 7,500. So basically what we could do for this one is to pay 7,500 up front, 2%, and then we'd pay another 3% later on, which I know my math is on point here, would be another about 11,000. So the total amount to lease this out would be about 18. about 18,000. Now that, not initially is less, but still. So that's why I'm very tempted to do it, because yes, we might lose 18,000 on the field, but is that too much? 5%? Do you know what I mean? Like if we were to do 2% initially on the big field, how much is it? 980. So 980 would be about 20,000, the 2% up front. So I don't know if 2% is a good amount, and then 3%, or if we should just do 5 total, or if we should do what we did. I think what we did before was fine, the 2 and the 3. I mean, you know, the nice thing about that, it'll save us costs on the precision farming information. That will be provided by the farmer when we lease, so at least we can save the money on that. And then we could even lease them for 2 years if we wanted to. You know, it'd be 5% a year basically. Actually, no, it wouldn't be. It would be 2% initial and then 3% at the end of the year. So that 2% is like a non-refundable sort of deposit, I suppose. Which if we lease them for 2 years would mean that we'd only have to pay another 3%. So yeah, I think that might be the way to do it. Because then that would allow us both fields and we could really get things going. And then that's just our own little leasing thing that we're doing with it. And then we would be able to lease the factory up here as well, in with the leasing mod, the production leasing. And then we would pay that that daily fee on that as well. So it's a gamble to do it this way to be able to get to the cow farm, because you got to remember, this is 3 million. Like there's no way that we can... Wait, hang on a minute. We could lease the farm. Oh no, that's the production. No, apologies. Yeah, 3.4. Lease the farm. Wait, could we lease the farm? No, see, we can't pull our own loan. We don't have... How much have we got? See, that's not enough. I mean... What? Okay. Okay, here's a thought. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do the orchards and the contracts first, which I've already decided to do. Now, I just want to see something. If I do go ahead and sell these other fields that we don't need, so that will be field 4 and field 3. So I will actually just go ahead and get those sold. Because we're not going to be working in them again. Field, yeah, that's part of the farm. So this one can be sold. And so can this one, which puts us at 306,771. So I know a lot of this episode is all maths and sorting things out, but I'm curious what we can take out loan-wise. Not much more, really. It was at 7 something, so even if we were to put all that money together, we'd be at 1 million. Right, plus this, so 1,000,004. That's only half what we need. You know, if we sold this, which I want to do, the only reason I'm waiting is... Oh, wait, hang on. Did I get all the wheat out? Yes, I did. I brought it all... Yeah, we've got a bit of barley in for the chickens. And we... Oh, you know what? We completely... No, wait, did we miss the eggs? No, that's coming up. I don't know if it's worth keeping the chickens for just that reason. The only reason I was going to keep this farm was for the orchard that we already put in, to get just a few more apples out. It wasn't very much, granted, but it would be something. Okay. I'm just thinking of what to do, because I would like to have the apple orchard going, but I really want to get to this farm. So we could actually have our own little leasing system up and going, but no, I already said this. We're doing the apples, right? We're doing the apples. We're doing things a bit different. So we do have to start relocating kit from the farm here as well. Let's have a look at what we've got. So, all right, we've got some goods up here. We can put those onto the Fiat. We basically oh right, and the apples as well. We still do have some apples in there, so we'll have to get those into the production soon. This, I suppose we could just drop this barley off at the mill. Do you know what I mean? And then just process it into into flour. Because they're not going to need any more. Right, maybe that's what we'll do then. And then the eggs we need to get sold as well. So we absolutely only have... We have October that we have to get into those fields. So we have to be ready. Hang on, let's have a look at our apples here and see how they're doing. Are they... Is anything happening? Are they... They're flowering. I don't think... Right, it says pH is good, but maybe they have to be... fertilized again, which is fine. Oh, it's outdated data. Well, I'm not paying for the soil information again. All right, you know what? We'll just keep it as is, and we'll get it. Yeah, we'll harvest it. But we will have everything ready to go from the farm in October, because I think that's what we'll have to do. Because it doesn't make sense to just get rid of it. We spent the money on the orchards itself, so we might as well get the money out from it, or at least the apples. So we'll just leave it as is. We do have to get into those other fields, though, to see what kind of nitrogen they require. Actually, that's something we should really look at. We should get those fields acquired today. What will we need down there? I'm just trying to think of what we can take down to that other farm. Not the other farm, sorry. I should clarify the fields. Because as I said before... Okay, just before we get cracking on here finally. So we are going to basically lease 92 and 108. So the two orchards at the bottom and there in the south of the map. Give us a good opportunity to visit these other areas of the map as well. We'll lease those out today. They'll be in our possession today, right away here. We'll pay the initial amount, which I can actually just get that number right now so that I don't forget it. Okay, so we've got 980,400, and then this one is 37,400 is 1357. That's a lot. You see, it's not very cheap. 1,357,800, which is £27,000 or euro. So the 2% for those two is going to be 27,000. So that's how much we're going to pay initially. Now, is that going to dig into our costs? Probably. Maybe what we could do instead, because they are orchards, maybe instead of paying that 3% later, we can just pay an initial 2.5 and then just call it that. Because again, I believe the mod from FS22 had it at 2.2%. So I thought it would be good to balance it out a bit. So maybe we'll just do 2.5 for those fields and then no extra fees afterwards. Which would be 34,000 basically between those two, which I think is still a good deal, considering I'm sure that juice is worth a bit. Never really looked at it. Apple juice. Yeah. It's worth quite a bit, and it doesn't fluctuate terribly as well. So yeah, we'll be able to sell in February. It'll be a very quick turnaround once we harvest in October. Immediately produce it to juice and then sell it 2 months later, assuming it's a quick thing. But anyways, I'm really also hoping that at least one of these productions is done today. See, that's gonna keep adding up. Right, so that is slowly trickling into the pasta factory, which is good. Okay, what we'll do then is, because we're basically done here with what we're doing, I'm going to take the McCormick, and I'll take the weight and this here as well, because this has what does it have in there? Oh, it's empty. Right, okay, perfect. Then we'll take that. Is that fertilizer? Good. Oh, not very much, though. Ah, right. Okay, well, because we're going to need some for the other fields. And actually, lime is what we'll probably need first. but we have to see. Anyways, I will take this down to the orchard. We will get the logistics sorted for it. We'll get the money paid. So that's the, what did I say, 35 grand. And then we'll sort of unofficially own the apple orchards. All right, here we are making our way from the farm for one of the last times. And we are taking a bit of a journey here to our orchards and, well, to where we're going to be parking our kit for now. So we have spoken with the owner of the juice production factory, and we can store our kit there, which is exactly what we're going to do. We will have to use the... you know what? No, we won't. I was going to say we'll have to use the Landini, but I think we might have to lease out a small yet powerful, like compact yet powerful vineyard tractor. But at least we've paid this one off, and this is going to be our main tractor for a long time, so it is paid off. That's good. As you can see here, we do have the Fiat Ducato following behind to take all that we need to take over to the new area. And I thought it'd be nice to get it shown in a bit of a clip. Doesn't have to be a time lapse. We are just kind of planning. There's a lot of planning involved at the moment with all of the moves we're making. Come along, Fiat. There we go. Very good. Oh. Right. Yes, lots of plans here in the horizon. Right. Are you all right? Okay. Right. We're going to take a bit of a scenic way to the production, just because we are passing by one of our orchards here. It'll be coming up on the right towards the end of this road, well, partway through. Give ourselves a nice view. There we go. He's very close, very efficient follower, that. So instead of going left here to the mill as we always tend to do, we are going to go all the way around. And we'll see the orchard up here. So this will be the area that we'll be spending more time in for the next, coming episodes and that, working in the apple orchards. But we will, when we're not doing that, be able to run contracts. So that will be very useful to earning more money for the farm. We can run maybe a couple of contracts at a time as well, because we'll be able to have not just us doing a contract, but we can have a helper on doing contracts as well. I just want to ensure I'm going the right way. Yeah, so if you follow this road, curve it up and around. Right, there we go. Right onto our right hand side is the apple orchard. So that's the big one. This is a big one as well. So we are going to need a fairly decently powered, compact orchard tractor, which we will absolutely get. I'm in two minds whether to buy one or not. I don't think we need to buy one, but it would be nice to consider. Ooh. Now, I know I said I'll never sell the Landini, which I am sticking to for the most part, but it would be a way to fund an orchard tractor. But maybe I should keep it, as I said I was going to. But then I thought maybe I should sell it to fund this other tractor. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but it won't be sold straight away, if anything. Right, this is a really lovely area. The whole map is gorgeous. And I mean, we did drive this area on our sort of first look as well of the map. Going up towards the village here. Really quite a gorgeous view here as well. So yeah, we will be doing this run quite often, because we'll be taking apples from the orchard back there this way to the production, and along the way we'll pass the other orchard as well. So instead of going left there to go into the village, we'll go right, follow the road all the way around. And even if we don't get the liming and all that done now, straight away, like first, that's fine. Because, oh right, we did miss a bit of a turn there. We could have went around, because the other orchard is just on the other side of those trees, actually, there. But unfortunately, we're going this way instead. I think that was my mistake. I did want to go all the way around. But it's fine. This is a bit quicker to where we're trying to go, so it's fine. But it is just up the road here, so we are nearly arrived. Right, And here we are. This is the juice factory. So it's not a whole lot of room, but we will have room to park up things, which is very good. Here we can get the help. Thank you so much, mate, for your help. Cheers. Right, as you can see, we've got the Fiat proper loaded as well with everything. So maybe for now we'll just park it up here. Actually, you know what we should do is see where everything is, because I haven't really seen any of that. We'll get rid of that. We'll go to interactive zones, get them on. Perfect. Ah, right, that's going to be a bit of a faff. So we absolutely will need the forklift that is at the pasta factory. We'll need it here because we will be loading apple pallets from here as well. So that will be something else. We will have more pallets to deal with, but that's productions. So hopefully it'll be less. It might be more, I don't know. But yeah, we'll be putting the apples in there and then we'll collect the pallets from there. So that means that everything over here is open. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. What is this? Oh, right. Right. Okay, hang on a minute. So that is production waste output. Oh, right. Perfect. So that's where we will get our... Hang on, we can see it here. That's where we will get our fruit waste. Now, where does the apple juice go? Is it going to go here? Output area will either be here. But I thought this... I must have misread this then. I must have misread it, yeah. Input. Oh, right. Maybe this is inputting your pallets? But hopefully here we can input directly from a trailer. Which reminds me, I do need to find a trailer that fits under the harvester, the apple harvester. So please do let me know if there is a specific one that works best. But also big enough, you know, it can't be a tiny little trailer because we have so many apples. Right, I'm just going to park up here for now. We can sort this out. Again, we will be leasing this out, so we can leave that there for now. And this here as well. Actually, you know what? We will have to clear the stuff out of the Fiat there because we have to go back and get the apple and the wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow, I think I will stop by the mill and I will get that dropped off with the barley. I think that will be a good thing to do. Right now we obviously can't do anything with this space, and we won't actually lease it properly until at least one of the other productions are dealt with, which again, it is coming very quickly, as you can see here. Oh yeah, right, very quickly indeed. So this just filled up with a bit more. Yeah, brilliant. So we'll get some more barley brought in there, so that'll be good. We'll get that sorted. Probably in the in between the episodes, going into September, because in September we're going to have to really get cracking into those fields or into our orchards, but we are getting it started. So the Landini clips with the swan. I don't know if this will. Now, which one did I have? Did I have this and then the wrong horsepower? Because if we get it again, I think we'll need a bigger tractor. We might have to go for this Landini, actually. I know there is the Fendt as well, but this, yeah, that is crazy how much more it is. But this one, oh wow, yep, no, that's a lot more. So, if we were to lease it, it would be, and then per day... Well, we'd need it for at least 2 days. There's a very small chance we wouldn't need it, maybe only 1 day. Because I did manage to fertilize the... Actually, you know what? I did fertilize our entire little orchard here with this spreader on the Landini. So I think we could probably get away with that again, to be completely honest with you. Because right now, right, so here we have the wheelbarrow and the apples, but we got everything else shifted. The Landini I've parked back in there for now, because we'll have to load the eggs as well. So I've left the Landini here. So yeah, it will be a bit of a faff getting everything sorted, but we'll keep the chickens going until they're out of food, and then we'll sell them. It has been nice. I think we have a couple of nice ones. What, Quiet Racer, I believe, was one. It was very nice to have the few that we did have. There was one that had a funny name. Yeah, Quiet Racer was the only one. So I do look forward to the funny names that they provide again in the future. But there we have it. I think we're really making progress now. As I said, we only own this area now, which... Actually, hang on. I'm curious to see now what the loan could be. See, now it's worth way more. Which... Unfortunately, still not enough to buy the... You know what I probably should have done, actually, is waited until we sold... Right, okay, I know, okay. I'm okay. No, we will do this still. So I've already paid, because I've already paid for the fields, and I will lease out a tractor to do some sort of fruit juice something or other. I don't know if the factory will... We might have it on a short-term lease, so not a full year, for the fruit juice factory, because... And the reason I'm saying this is now is because if we can sell it straight away, I'm sure we can have some sort of a couple of month things. We'll have to hang on to it for at least a few months. But... If we can bring in good money from the pasture as well, and we can get a really good loan, there's a very small chance that we can actually get the cow farm sooner than later, and pay for it now. I know that it's not ideal to do now because we still have money that we need to get things running, but that's where the fruit juice money can come in and help us get started that way. Right, okay, I have some ideas. I really do. I'm quite keen for it. Again, we don't own these, so we have that dispensable income here, or dispensable money, I should say, the 272. And yeah, go from there. So, yeah, I know that seems like a lot of talking for an episode, which it was. Let's go visit this, actually, just to see. We'll get a nice... Actually, you know what? Let's fly up and have a nice look. So this is our small orchard, which is still quite large. But the large one is very large. In fact, let's go and check it out. Yes, it is very large. So we will want a tractor that has enough power, and I think the Landini would be a really good option because we can get the power we need out of it with the Swan. So if we only need it for a month, that would be absolutely brilliant. But I think this is where we're going to leave the episode for today, because it has been action-packed in... Not action-packed, but planning packed, and we got lots sorted and ready, and lots of ideas for the future. I think we can get into that farm sooner or later. Really, the more money we have in, and all of that, I think helps us have more chance getting a higher loan. So if we have, you know, I don't know, we sell the other land, we'll have call it 600, nearly 700,000. Plus the 1.5, plus the money from the pasta, could be enough to buy that other farm. It's very possible, but we shall see. Anyways, we'll leave it here for today. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have done, cheeky thumbs up really does help out the channel. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Till the next one, though, please do take care, and bye for now.